Hey guys, we're here at the start of what was for me a very productive workout. So I'm starting at the very beginning, taking you guys through my warm-up. And I like to start off on the rowing machine, and I thought I'd give you guys some ideas of some variations that you guys can do. Of course you can row on the machine, but you can kind of separate your lower chain and your upper chain here. Um, I get a little bit of reps with the lower body here, and a little bit of just pulling with the upper body. And then kind of a variation that you can do to activate those rear delts, upper back, by just bringing the lever there way up over your head. I've kind of got a list of stuff I want to talk about here, so I'm going to interlace some stuff in here along with my warm-up because I have shown my warm-up multiple times before. First, some news. I am an intern right now with 3D Muscle Journey alongside Eric Helms. We're coaching Johnny Watson, who's one of the owners over at Propane Fitness in the UK. So it's going to be quite a ride, and I'm really honored to be not only a client of 3DMJ, but now an intern, growing in experience and helping out, and eventually getting their circle of approval for me and my coaching methods. Other news, as you can see by the shirt Citadel gratefully gave me, I'm now a sponsored athlete, or will be a sponsored athlete with Citadel Nutrition. I really align with their values of making sure that all the ingredients are well researched, that they're putting out quality things, that they use only the best possible ingredients, the most researched possible ingredients, with no BS proprietary formulas. This is one of the reasons that I fell out of favor over at USP Labs. But I'm very grateful for the opportunity, looking forward to working with them. Okay, back to the warm-up here. These are some lunges that I can get a little bit of opening up on the front side of my hips and the psoas hip flexor region. I'm not really looking to stretch here, just kind of open things up, and I really want my workout to be kind of fast-paced and get me sweaty, because increasing heart rate and getting my temperature up usually gives me a much better workout. So I've simplified my skip patterns here. Basically, I'm forward skipping only. I go normal, small, and then heel to hamstring, where I'm focusing on getting up and off the ground. Adding some hip rotations here on the ground. And one thing I've added in the past 6 to 8 months is a little bit of ab cueing, I guess, where I'll put my hands on my low back and start to swing my hips. And I'll start in a very small version and work my way out towards a much larger version. So the further away your feet and your hands are, the tougher this is. Straightening feet, hands still close to body. The farther away hands get up overhead, the harder this is. So I work my way from small to big here. And it really doesn't take a whole lot to cue you into some good ab dynamics. Shoulder scap rotation opening, slight move in the elbow. As far as this bridge here, I don't really do too much of the lower end because it kind of tweaks my low back and it's a sensitive area for me, but I do like to bridge upwards quite a lot. So I cue here, quadruped extensions here with opposite arm, opposite leg. And again, I've had some practice with this, so it's good for me to keep this fast-paced. It really doesn't take me more than 10 minutes total. And I add 2 banded things afterwards, which I'll show you right now. Right, so this is an average Elite FTS band. Hook it right underneath your butt, step back, and drop into a squat. And I do this before I put my squat shoes on because it kind of helps with ankle mobility and range of motion. And I just hang out here, get a feel for the bottom of the squat. This is good for anyone that's having trouble finding the bottom of the squat or being comfortable down here. It's nice, even when you're not doing squat workouts or if it's your off day, to spend some time here in this little circuit. Kicking one leg out to the side. If you want, you can put some weight on top of your plant leg there to get a little extra stretch through that Achilles. But the band takes some of the balance off of you of having to have extreme range of motion because it's pulling you forward. A little bit of active range of motion here, just dropping through some air squats. And finally a hamstring stretch where I'm just raising my hips and keeping my head down. Been doing a lot of experimenting these past workouts. I've picked up a new set of Nike Romaleos, and I like them a lot with the cup insert, with the flat insert. They really don't feel comfortable. I've also picked up some compression triathlon shorts made by CWX, and they're really nice. It kind of helps me recover just a little bit. As far as experimenting more thoroughly, what I'm really looking for is what's going to work best for me in terms of the West Side methodology. How frequently should I really be rotating exercises? What exercises should I really be choosing? But we'll talk some more about that in detail. What I've really found, though, is that a waving pattern for squats that Eric and I talked about works very well. And it was an 8-week kind of mini cycle. And you'll go moderate, light, heavy for each max effort day. So something like 90%, 87%, 95%, and then 2 weeks of just deadlifting before you go back and you up the percentages by 2.5. So by the end of 8 weeks, you're looking to hit a new PR, which is a nice little mini wave. Now, I wasn't sure if I really wanted to go for a PR today, or if I wanted to wait another week, but the weights were going up really fast. It is the end of the 8-week cycle, so I ended up hitting a PR. So I PR'd at 585, that's 6 plates, and I got really ambitious and tried a 600 and failed, as you guys will see. Weights are still moving pretty well. We're at 5 plates right now. Oh, and I was asked what kind of music I listen to when I lift, and or anyway, back on track. So that was 565 up way heavy. This is what? No, this is 565. That was 545. And again, we're in some territory that I don't really touch on too often as far as poundages. That one felt really good for me, nice and fast out of the bottom. So that's a good sign that I'm good for going up. So big PR for me. What's the mentality I go for when I'm trying to PR? I try to make myself feel like it's not a big deal, that it's just another squat, that it's just normal, and it kind of helps me calm down that way, because if you put too much pressure on yourself, you tend to underperform. So I'm trying to convince myself that this isn't really a big deal. I don't really want a whole bunch of fanfare. I don't want people to watch. I just want to pretend that this is another one of my work sets or something like that. And that way when it goes up, you know, I get this great feeling, and it's good not to psych yourself out. So that's the mentality I kind of shoot for when I'm trying to PR. It's just normal, it's no big deal. Just go in there and hit it like all of your other sets, and just stay technically accurate. A little shaky on the way down, but great otherwise. Afterwards, of course, we can celebrate. I was definitely feeling a little ambitious. 600 was so enticing. So I tried it. You know, I took 7 minutes off, something like that, and went back. And, you know, I may have got a little ahead of myself here, for sure. But still, speed out of the bottom up until about halfway is good. There you see me struggling. So, you know, I'm probably going to hop on this mini squat wave again after this and just take it from there. Assistance work today was a little bit of a mixed bag. I kind of didn't really have a program going in. Rack pulls is a nice way for me to get some work on deadlifts without fatiguing my back so much. So partial range of movement, no belt here, and I'm just going for 3 sets of 8 reps. I can definitely go heavier. This is a movement I can go pretty damn heavy because it's such a partial range, but it's nice to build my back up here in the 8 rep range. Still kind of looking for what mix of exercises is going to get me the best gains over the long term. I like these. I like front squats. I like pause squats. Leg press has been great for me. GHR, reverse hyper. So I'm kind of trying to figure out what a top 10 list would be for me. Now I'll talk a little bit more about what I've changed on dynamic effort days when I film a dynamic effort day, but what we've mainly done is gone to 70% on the speed work, and 10 singles wasn't really challenging enough, so we're testing the waters with 10 by 2 sets. So I'm doing 10 sets of 2 reps with 70%, and it seems to be working pretty well. I just need to make sure that my protein intake is high enough. I've put on a little bit too much fat over the past weeks, and I'm sitting a little bit heavy, so I'm going to try to control that and keep myself closer to 210, 208, something like that. I like to train a little bit heavier. This is one of my favorite mobility exercises to do after a heavy squat workout. Really easy. This is a light band. You can go heavier. You can do it without a band. You can do it with a heavier band, but strap it low. The knee sleeves are there just to make sure the edge of my foot doesn't feel uncomfortable. Park it up on something high and work on pushing that knee down and just kind of opening up the side of your hip. Alright, I'll try to go into a little bit more detail on the squat waving next time, but things are looking up. It's a great PR for me, and looking forward to more content for you guys. See ya.